was a chilly Friday evening when Emily nervously adjusted her beige coat, staring at her reflection in the cafe's glass door. Her heart raced. It wasn't every day that she agreed to a blind date. Her best friend Chloe had begged her to give it a chance, saying, "Come on, Em, not every guy on earth is a heartbreaker. This one's different, humble, kind, and simple." Emily sighed. Simple wasn't exactly what she was looking for. She worked at one of the city's top marketing firms, surrounded by men in sharp suits who talked about stocks and success. Yet none of them ever saw her beyond her looks or her career. Maybe simplicity wasn't such a bad thing, she thought, pushing the cafe door open. Inside, the warm scent of coffee and cinnamon greeted her, and she spotted him, Daniel, sitting quietly near the window, wearing a gray coat, his eyes calm but deep. There was something oddly magnetic about his presence, even though he clearly wasn't dressed to impress. Emily hesitated for a moment, wondering if this was a mistake, but Daniel stood up, smiled softly, and pulled out a chair for her. "You must be Emily," he said, his voice warm and genuine. "Thank you for coming." She smiled back, trying to hide her surprise at how polite and composed he was. Their conversation began awkwardly, small talk about work, the weather, and favorite movies. Emily quickly noticed he didn't boast about anything. In fact, when she asked what he did for a living, he simply said, "I'm just in logistics, nothing big." She nodded politely, but a tiny voice in her head whispered disappointment. Just logistics. He probably lived paycheck to paycheck. Still, there was something about the way he listened, really listened, that disarmed her. Unlike the rich men she dated before, Daniel seemed genuinely interested in her words, not just her beauty. As the evening went on, Daniel cracked subtle jokes, shared stories about growing up with little but finding joy in small moments, and somehow made her laugh more than anyone had in months. Emily's heart softened. When the bill came, Daniel quickly reached for it, but Emily stopped him. "No, please, let me," she began, but he insisted, "I invited you. I'll take care of it." There was a moment of quiet respect between them. Outside, the night had deepened, and the city lights glowed softly. They walked together down the street, their breaths misting in the cold air. "Can I walk you home?" he asked, and she nodded. For a moment, she forgot all her preconceived notions of success and wealth. It felt simple, peaceful, and right. But the next morning, when Emily told Chloe how wonderful the date was, her friend frowned. "Wait, did he say he's in logistics? Are you sure he's not just pretending? You deserve someone on your level, Em." The word stung. Doubt crept back in. Over the next few days, Daniel texted her, sweet, simple messages like, "Hope your day's going well," or "Don't skip lunch today." Yet Emily began to respond less, unsure of what she wanted. One afternoon, Daniel invited her to a charity event, saying it was something close to his heart. Emily hesitated but agreed. When she arrived, she was shocked. It wasn't a fancy ballroom but a children's shelter. Daniel was there, laughing with the kids, helping serve food, and even fixing a broken toy car for a little boy. The sight melted her heart. "You come here often?" she asked softly. "Every week," he replied. "When I was a kid, places like this gave me hope. I guess it's my turn to give back." She felt something stir deep inside, admiration, respect, maybe even love. For the first time, she realized how wrong she'd been to judge him by his income or status. As days turned into weeks, Emily and Daniel grew closer. He was always calm, wise, and incredibly grounded, while she brought color and laughter into his life. Still, a part of her couldn't help but wonder why someone so decent lived such a quiet life. Then one night, while walking home together, Daniel received a call. His expression changed slightly, but he excused himself politely. Emily overheard fragments of the conversation: board approval, investors, expansion plan. Her curiosity spiked, but she said nothing. Later, when she asked about it, he just smiled. Just a friend running a small business. She didn't push further, though something told her there was more to the story. The next week, Chloe convinced her to attend a high-profile business gala. Emily reluctantly went, still thinking about Daniel. The event was filled with CEOs, investors, and media reporters. Suddenly, the room fell silent as someone entered, the young, mysterious billionaire CEO of Virion Logistics Group, one of the largest companies in the country. Cameras flashed, reporters whispered, and Emily's heart froze when she saw who it was. Daniel, her Daniel, stood there in a black tuxedo, confidently shaking hands with major executives. She blinked, thinking she was imagining it, but then he looked up, and their eyes met. His calm, knowing smile said everything. Emily's world spun. He wasn't just in logistics. He was the CEO of one of the most successful firms in the country. The man she thought was poor was actually a hidden millionaire who had tested her kindness, her heart, and her values without revealing his status. That night, as she tried to process everything, Daniel approached her gently. "Emily," he said softly, "I didn't mean to deceive you. I just wanted someone who would see me for who I am, not for what I have." Tears welled up in her eyes, not from anger, but from a rush of emotions she couldn't explain. He took her hand. "Do you still want to have coffee with me tomorrow? Just Daniel, no titles, no money, just me." She looked into his eyes, remembering the warmth, the sincerity, and the laughter they shared, and finally nodded. "Yes, Daniel. Just you."